What is going on, everybody? It's Franz Wing here for a Monday Night Raw review for May the 30th, 2022. One weekend away from Hell in a Cell. This was the Go Home show for Monday Night Raw. This show was fucking atrocious. It ended on a contract signing. Review over. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. This show was absolutely atrocious, though. Also, WWE gave us the Lacey Evans experience, the Lacey Evans story over the last few weeks, and told us that we are going to see Lacey Evans make her return tonight. Guess what didn't happen? On Memorial Day, the veteran who you've been doing this entire review of her life wasn't even on the show. Typical Vince McMahon. I don't care I don't care to give two shits if Lacey Evans is on the TV or not. All I gotta say is, this is funny. This is just WWE being hypocritical again. WWE, when Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out, said they were sorry to the WWE fans that they couldn't deliver on the main event that they advertised. A main event that had only been advertised for maybe an hour or so before the show went on the air, or maybe at the top of the hour. This was advertised last week. I believe they also, on Friday, advertised it again. And here you go, on Monday, not living up to what you promised to the fans. Why? Don't know. I really don't care, but I just find it hilarious how hypocritical WWE gets by demonizing and trying to put down Sasha Banks and Naomi for being hypocritical, or for being unprofessional, when you had a match for Lacey Evans advertised last week and you don't follow through. Who's the real unprofessional? Who are the real hypocrites here? You, WWE. So we start the show off. Here comes Becky Lynch to make her full entrance, grabs a microphone, says it feels good to welcome everyone to Monday Night Raw. I hate that shit. Because she didn't feel up to it without her title. She says fans prayed for her downfall and hope she never reclaims the Raw Women's Championship. But Lynch says she lives on spite and coffee and she's feeling pretty fueled up. Says she collects enemies and she's going to keep collecting them as she rises back to the top. Says the odds have always been stacked against her and it'll be the same at Hell in a Cell. She resets the events of Money in the Bank where Asuka won the briefcase. She says she had the generously gave Asuka the greatest gift of her career when she handed her the Raw Women's title, when she had to go off to make life like the god that she is. This is her words, not mine. And says this is all by design. She says she gave the title to Asuka because she knew she could beat Asuka when she returned from creating life. Asuka makes her entrance to cut off Lynch's monologue. Asuka gets the microphone, she says Lynch is still a big-time baby. No one is ready for Asuka. At Hell in a Cell, she'll become the new champion. Out comes Bianca Belair. Makes her entrance with the microphone in hand. She says she's not crying about having to defend against two people at Hell in a Cell. She says she likes to do her talking in the ring, respects Asuka, but Asuka kicked her last week. Says her title is 100% not going anywhere. Lynch, of course, cheap shots Belair with a punch to the face. All three women get into it. Belair hoists up Lynch and delivers the KOD over the top rope, so Lynch lands on the ring apron. Asuka follows with a hip attack that sends Lynch to the floor. And we go to commercial break. We come back. It's Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Becky Lynch is on commentary. You have the match. It was a good match. These two are great. What do you expect? I don't know how much time. Honestly, I don't know how much left on Asuka's contract there is, but I don't see WWE keeping Asuka around for much longer. The woman's in her 40, and WWE has this ageism thing. When Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction are brought up, and other women who are younger are brought up, WWE is going to go, this woman is not the criteria we want anymore, so she has to go. That's going to happen eventually. Match went through a commercial break. Bianca Belair rolls up Asuka via pinfall to win. Lynch immediately attacks after the match and lays out both Asuka and Belair. Whoop-de-fucking-do. She stands tall going into Hell in a Cell, so that means Becky Lynch is not winning the Raw Women's Championship, as she shouldn't be. We'll talk about that on Friday. We get a recap between Chad Gable and Elias from last week. Back in the arena, Rey and Dominic Mysterio make their entry for a 6-man tag team match and team up with Elias to take on the Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens. Why are the Mysterios here? What do they have to do with any of this? I don't fucking know. So, here comes Elias. Out comes the tag team Alpha Academy with Kevin Owens. We have a match here. Match was fine. Ezekiel gets a twisting brain buster. Elias hits a twisting brain buster on Chad Gable after a 619 for a pin in the win. Owens is upset after the match because he tried to super kick Rey, but hit Gable instead. So the inadvertent miscommunication between Kevin Owens and his partners caused his team to lose. Owens is very upset after the match, won't let Comedy team move with the show as he tosses around the papers on their desk. Finally moves on, and the commentary team sets up a recap for last Monday's event involving Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Out comes Cody. There was no Cody clock this week. The reason that is, the first time they did the Cody clock, it seemed to help them a bit in the 10 o'clock hour. This week, that did not happen. Instead, we got a clock for, I believe, something. I think it was the unification, the championship contenders match. Got a clock for that, so people could stick around for that. Rhodes is in the ring. Says he's always been a fan of Seth Rollins. He says he's always seen the solid potential and great things. Says his father saw great potential too. Rollins lives up to the hype and his generational talent. He says when he was nervous knowing he would face Rollins at WrestleMania. He says he couldn't return to WWE with a loss. He had to be at the top of his game, but he's proven himself to be the better man, which has driven Rollins mad as he beat him at WrestleMania and he beat him at Backlash. Rhodes says jealousy leads men to desperate measure. He says Rhodes says Hell in a Cell will be the biggest challenge of his career. We hear the music of Seth Rollins, but he doesn't come out of the entrance. He comes from the aisleway down stairs to where Cody Rhodes is at. Rollins says he doesn't like Rhodes and he doesn't want him here. He's tried to accept this new version of Rhodes, but the pandering gets worse and worse every week, and the Cody chants get louder and just annoying. You can't stand it any longer. Says Rhodes left WWE 6 years ago because he wasn't good enough, and then Rhodes and his little friends tried to do every single day, week, month, and year. You and your little friends, the Elite, tried to tear down everything Rollins was trying to build, and when that didn't work, Rhodes came crawling back. Rhodes doesn't get to take a sledgehammer to the throne and then try to take that throne away from him. Rollins says he's going to end Rhodes at Hell in a Cell, and when they all wake up, they can all wake up from this American nightmare. Rollins is cackling in the crowd. Rhodes asks Rollins, "What do you think is stopping me from getting my hands on you right now? 3 ropes, that barricade. What's stopping us from having this right now? Why are we waiting till Sunday? The time for talk is over." Rollins is like, "Oh, you wanna go, huh?" Walks down the thing, gets ready to come over the barricade. And he's like, "You know what? Nah, I'll see you on Sunday." If you haven't seen Cody Rhodes before, you know that this is going. If you've seen Cody before, you knew it was going to happen here. Cody jumps out of the ring, jumps over the barricade. They come to blows. They battle in the crowd. Cody Rhodes actually sends Seth Rollins through the barrier by where the announcers are. They start fighting all over the place. Referees and officials run to break it up. Rollins gets free as he and Rhodes start going at it again before being broken up again. Rhodes is taken to the back, but he comes back and they attack one more time. The crowd that says this is awesome. Not really. It's by the number WWE booking. Get a recap of what we just saw back in the arena. Alexa Bliss makes her entrance. We get a sponsored recap of Alexa Bliss winning the Women's Money in the Bank in 2018, cashing in 1 hour later against Nia Jax to win the Raw Women's Championship. That's the biggest accomplishment in Alexa Bliss's career. Piper Niven makes her entrance along with Vicky Trash. We get Piper Niven versus Alexa Bliss. It was basically Alexa Bliss being overpowered by Piper Niven for the majority of the match. Bliss charges right into a slam, but Piper misses a senton. Bliss charges again, but gets knocked down in the shoulder block. Piper drags Bliss to the corner and climbs for the second rope. She goes for the Vader Bomb. She misses. Bliss climbs up for the top rope. Nikki tries to get involved. Bliss kicks it off, and she hits the Twisted Bliss for the 1, 2, 3. It's kind of weak to have... What was the point of having Nikki get involved if it's not going to lead to Piper being able to get up or move from the Twisted Bliss? It doesn't make any sense to me. More stuff from MVP and Omos hanging out. MVP and Omos hanging out backstage. They have a contract signing coming up later. That's the main event. I do not care. Back in the meeting, The Miz makes his entrance for Miz TV. Did not care about this either. Back when we get a recap of Lacey Evans starting the engines in Coca-Cola for 600. Coca-Cola 600 over the weekend. And that is all the Lacey Evans you were getting on Memorial Day. Even though, again, they advertised a match for her last week. And I believe they did again on Friday. And it's probably been on social media all last week. And here we were this week. And there was nothing for Lacey Evans. Angel Dawkins and Montez Ford are his guests. I don't even care about any of this shit. They're being comedic and everything. Dana Brooke runs out. Miz is pissed off because this is his show. Everyone's in the ring trying to do this whole thing. Dijak destroys somebody. Slams somebody. Then Ford super kicks him out of the ring. Truth and Apollo Crews heading into the ring. Tamina's out now fighting with Brooke. Dawkins sends Crews out of the ring, then goes back to his seat in the ring. Tamina hits a Samoan drop on Brooke and wins the 24/7 championship. And then Tozawa, he kisses her. She kisses him. Tozawa, celebrates but puts her in a backslide. 1, 2, 3. He wins. Get this shit off my TV, please. Back in the arena, and Austin Theory makes his entrance. He's here to watch Ali versus Ciampa. If Ali wins, he gets a shot at Austin Theory's United States Championship. Commercial break. We come back, and Ciampa's already in the ring. The Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, the man who was the best heel in all of professional wrestling for a year plus. One of the greatest NXT champions to ever live, to ever hold that championship, is reduced to a jobber, to a footnote in the feud between Austin Theory and Mustafa Ali. How far Ciampa has fallen. I'm begging for him to be the fourth member of Judgment Day. I'm begging. So they had themselves a small match here, and of course, by disqualification, we get Mustafa Ali winning. Theory beats him up. After the match, he leaves him laying. Theory gets the microphone. He says he's on another level and says you know what? So as far as that title shot for the future, how about we do that right now? We go to commercial break. We come back. We're having this title match. They get Mike Rome gives them the full entrance, announcing who they are and everything. We have the match. It lasts maybe 2.5 minutes. Mustafa Ali is just too beaten down. It's beaten. ATL, A-Town down, 1, 2, 3. Adam Pearce strolls out and says, "Oh, whoa, Austin, if you were to actually be checking your emails, you might want to, Mr. McMahon was impressed with your psychological tactics, but he wants to see you two in a fair fight this Sunday for the title at Hell in a Cell." I will say this. If you give Mustafa Ali and Austin Theory 15 minutes on pay-per-view, I think these two could go out there and kill it. This could be, if you give these two actual time, this right here could be a sleeper of a match. I'm just saying that right now. So, back in the arena, the Usos make their entrance. We go to commercial break. The Usos are in the ring. So we have ourselves a tag team championship contender match. Shinsuke Nakamura and Matt Riddle versus the Usos. If Nakamura and Riddle, of course, win, they get a title match somewhere down the line. Didn't announce it for Hell in a Cell, so I don't know if it's going to be at Hell in a Cell or not. Obviously, when it comes to the Usos, they're not going to win non-title matches. The Usos lose with a Kinshasa. Jay distracted him. Oh, Nakamura goes to the Kinshasa. Jay distracts him. Jimmy hits a super kick and falls with a big splash. Riddle nearly breaks it up. Oh, wait. Yeah, pinning attempt and all that stuff. Riddle makes his own blind tag. Hits a power slam on both Usos. Riddle hits a draping DDT on Jay. Riddle sets up for the RKO. Jay pushes him off and hits a super kick. Jay chokes Riddle on the second rope, then referee pulls off Jay. Jimmy hits Riddle with his own scooter. The ref spots it and calls for the bell. Another disqualification! What is with WWE and disqualification, multiple disqualifications? You know, AEW, last Friday, had their first disqualification on television in 2 years. I think it was 2020 against Pac and Kenny Omega when they had a disqualification. But that was the first time they had a DQ in 2 years. 2+ years. It actually meant something. It's actually leading to something that has to do with the United Empire and possibly FTR and Roppongi Vice at Forbidden Door. This means nothing. It's just the Usos cannot win without some kind of chicanery. They got caught. They got disqualified. They try to beat down Nakamura and Riddle. Nakamura win. They get a super RKO to Jay, and that chases off the Usos. What a bunch of bad booking. Back to the arena after we get a late recap of Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan comes out at 10:17. Rhea Ripley comes out after her. And we go to commercial break. We come back. The commentary shows a recap of theories dealing with Mustafa Ali tonight, setting up their match at Hell in a Cell. Kevin Patrick interviews Ali. He says he's hurting right now, but he's going to make sure it's worth it. He says he earned this opportunity. He knows the odds are being against him, but he won't stay down until he walks out of his hometown, Chicago's new United States champion. Theory jumps him from behind and takes a selfie and says, "New champ, my ass." After the announcer text to confirm, and the commentary team plugs Hell in a Cell, runs down all the confirmed matches for the event, includes a six-person mixed tag team match of Judgment Day versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. Back in the arena, it was 10:17 when Liv Morgan made her entrance. We had all this other stuff just happen, and Rhea Ripley makes her entrance. We go to another commercial break. Back from break, and then we get a message from commentary about Memorial Day. They go to the video package, which should have opened Monday Night Raw, like it used to do in the past. And we get that to go. We go back from that, we get the big USA chants, and then we go to the match. It took from Liv Morgan's entrance at 10:17 to the match starting 10:37. It took them 20 fucking minutes to get this match started. Why? I do not fucking know. Why couldn't you not had the interview from Ali, the Memorial Day stuff, the running down the card, and then the women make their entrance? We go to one commercial break, we come back and have the match. Why did you have to have these two women sitting in the ring just waiting 20 fucking minutes for their match to start? It made no fucking sense. I don't know why WWE is dragging this stuff out. Why are you going to start a match? Have someone make their entrance and then do a bunch of stuff that you should have did before that person made their entrance. Have the other person make their entrance, do another one or two more things, and then have the match. How about you do all of this stuff, have them make their entrances, and then have the match? How hard is that? How hard is that? You had 2 commercial breaks and 3 segments in between the time Liv Morgan made her entrance, Rhea Ripley made her entrance, and the match started. This was fucking stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Match was okay. This is all, of course, leading to the pay-per-view match where the knockoff House of Black takes on the WWE Bullet Club wannabes. Ripley loses to a backstabber. That was that. Styles and Priest brawl ringside. Morgan yells at him to let Styles go, so Priest gets in the ring to confront Liv Morgan. Balor arrives. He was at Charlotte and Andrade's wedding last week. That's why he was not on Raw last week. Arrives on the scene to fight Priest. Balor and Styles stare down Ripley and allows Morgan to hit the dropkick from the top rope to take down Ripley. Styles hits Priest with the phenomenal forearm. Balor follows up with a coup de grace. Balor, Morgan, and Styles all do the 2 sweet in the middle of the ring, and that is that. Back to the announce desk where we get a recap of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins brawling earlier tonight. Back in the arena, we had the contract signing, and that is it for me on Monday Night Raw. This show fucking sucks. We had a 5-hour pay-per-view last night with Double or Nothing. That was a damn good show for them. It was a good show. And I was tired and exhausted this morning when I was, I woke up at 9:30, family business, whatever, and I was, like, fucking exhausted. That show took it out of me. But I would still watch that show again than what I saw tonight here. This show was fucking atrocious. WWE just doesn't care. Hell in a Cell, the luster of the Hell in a Cell concept has lost that. For all the years that WWE has gone out of their way to make the pay-per-view mean very little. I'm sitting here, I'm watching the show and the pay-per-view, and it's like, you sit there and you think, it's like, WWE even fucking care about this fucking pay-per-view? I don't know. It doesn't feel like they care one iota that they have a pay-per-view on Sunday. It just feels like they don't care. What can you do about that? Nothing. But it's so annoying. See, WWE put so little care in these pay-per-views and actually expect people to sit there and want to watch this. Monday Night Raw, again, another dud show. I don't care about the contract signing. It's for a match where Omos and MVP have to face Lashley at the pay-per-view in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Tell me Bobby Lashley's not beating MVP without telling me Bobby Lashley's going to beat MVP so that I can protect Omos. It's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. There's your Monday Night Raw review. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And find me on Instagram at The France Club. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the Fallout to Double or Nothing. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.